What's up, guys? Do a quick update video on the tank. It is December 12th, as you can see from the Christmas decorations on the canopy. Made a few changes to the tank, and things are doing pretty well. I've been dealing with a little bit of an alkalinity spike. I adjusted the Kalkwasser dose. I used bulk reef supply 2-part. And then offset that with Kalkwasser just to keep the pH up, because my pH without it sits somewhere between 7.8, 7.9, and I just wanted it a little bit higher. And something happened with the calc, and the pH or the alkalinity is now sitting, 10.2, a little higher than I want it. So I'm slowly trying to just let that come down naturally. But things like the Duncan coral that was huge before has not come out a lot lately, and so it's got me a little concerned. And a few of the SPS pieces have sort of not responded great to the swings in the alkalinity. Like this purple stylophora is a little light-ish. It's hard to see. It's, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning right now, so only the Kessels and the actinic strips are on. I'll just kind of come around this way so you can see. The T5s don't come on till like 10:30, somewhere around there. Just do a quick walk around of the tank. But everything's doing well. Stuff's growing like crazy. I had to frag a few things. This green cap just keeps growing like crazy. The Slimer's growing really well. A lot of the SPS is still really rapidly encrusting onto the rocks. Sorry, I'm getting a glare here from the window that's behind me. I did add a dose. I had an extra dosing pump laying around, so I added a dosing pump, just a J-Boat dosing pump to add Red Sea Reef Energy A and B, just 15 mils a day. To help feed the corals and keep the phosphate and nitrate above 0. Phosphate's reading 0 on the HANA ULR checker, which I'm not sure if I believe or not, but it consistently comes up at 0. I'm not sure what's going on there. And then the dosing pump just sits in the cabinet and then pumps up. Here's the mess of wires and stuff that hides on the side of the tank that nobody ever sees. Tank runs really quietly, as you can hear. Probably the only thing you can hear in the background right now is the dryer running. But stuff like this, I don't know, it was sold to me as a pink-tipped, I don't know if it's the one in the middle there, if it's a red planet or not, is encrusting like crazy. This guy here keeps encrusting out before it grows up, which is interesting. These two are growing onto each other. I actually had to frag back the green one. I think the green one's an ORA frog skin, if I'm not wrong. And the others are red planet, and they kind of have just grown into each other. And so a lot of the SPS is encrusting really well. Well, the tank's doing really well. And I made a couple changes downstairs, so I'll take you down there and show you what's going on. Alright, so now we are in the basement, directly under the tank. The tank actually sits right there. And a couple of changes I made. I added the 20-gallon tank as a first place for water to come in. I'm actually going to drill this at the bottom and put a bulkhead in and let it drain right over into the sump pump, which is over there. And then the water flows into here. And then into here. I use this just as my Apex dashboard. I just leave it on Google Chrome right on Apex and use it like a touch screen for the Apex, which is there. Wires are a little bit of a mess, but it's in the basement, so I know what everything is. And then I drilled this for a 2-inch bulkhead, which then goes down there and under here, flows down and over and into this, which is the new sump, I guess you would call it, the last sump, where the float switch for the breakout box sits, and my J-Boat return pump, which needs to be upgraded because it's not enough. It's a DCS 9000. I need at least the 15,000. Or the 12,000 at the very least, and then the water comes back up here, flows into the manifold. Just because with the extra height, it was never really a big enough return pump for this application, and now it's definitely not a big enough return pump for this application. That's what I use for auto top off, just because I don't want to dump 20 gallons of water in if a float switch gets stuck, which has happened. 10 gallons, not so much of a problem in a system that's holding, I don't know, 250 gallons or so if you add everything together. But the reason I added this sump down here is because we are in the process of planning stages for finishing our basement. You can see the blue tape on the floor, which is where the walls are going to be, over there and over here. So this is going to be a big living area. It's a mess. I apologize. Bathroom, bedroom, and then there'll be a wall here. And in this wall, separating my fish room, let me step back, separating my fish room from the rest of the living room is going to be an in-wall tank that my wife has approved. So I needed a lower sump to be able to connect it all together and have it plumbed into one system. Because in order for it to gravity feed, it would need to be lower. So I added that sump, and I may even go bigger with a, maybe a 75 gallon or something at some point. But the 40 breeder is fine for now. So that blue line is going to be a wall where there will be an in-wall tank down here. In the next couple of months or so, we're going to get to work on finishing the basement. So there's an update on the tank. Talk to you guys soon.